lovelies. So I am starting a new series. I'm really excited about this. So as most of you know, I did a how to be a pinup model video and it seemed to be really popular, and I get so many questions from you guys about how to be a pinup model, and I get questions about this, that, or the other. So I'm going to start a new series and I'm going to teach you from start to finish how to become a pinup model. So I'm going to be covering networking and posing and styling yourself and making your own sets if you're shooting in your own home, and a couple of other things, and they're each going to be split into sections. So the first section, which I'm going to cover today, is going to be networking. And I can't tell you how important it is to network. That is how I became a pinup model and how I kind of got to where I am today. So the first thing that you are going to want to do is, obviously you're already on YouTube, but start as many social networking profiles as you can. So hit Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and also start a Model Mayhem profile. If you guys haven't heard of Model Mayhem, it is this site right here. And basically what it is a social networking site just for people that are into modeling, photography, makeup, hair, stylists. It's a way to network within those fields. So start yourself a profile. If you don't have any professional pictures yet, put some of your best pictures up there just so people can see what you look like, and then you can put in all of your stats, your size and your weight and all of that stuff. And then you can also put in any resume work that you've done if you already have done some things. And then you can also just write a little bit about yourself. So you can write kind of what you're looking for, you know, like for example, I really want to be a pinup model, so I'm looking for like-minded people, you know, photographers, designers, that kind of thing. And then if you'd like, you can actually make a casting call. So if you go to the top bar, you'll see castings, and you can look for castings, which is if you want to find photographers or makeup artists or other people that are looking to try to cast you. Or you can actually start your own casting call. So you could put out, you know, I'm looking to build my portfolio and I want to do some trade photos. TFP or TFCD are really common terms. This is what they look like. And TFP means trade for photos. TFCD means trade for CD. Usually it's a CD of images. And basically what that means is that you are agreeing to trade your time for the photographer's time, and in return you guys will each get photographs. So it's a really good way for you gals who aren't quite at the level of getting paid yet to kind of build your portfolio, and it's mutually beneficial also for new photographers or stylists or makeup artists to kind of get together and build portfolios together. That is what I did when I started, and some of my favorite photographers that have actually gotten really big, we started that way. If you guys know Andy Hartmark, who I have worked with a ton, here are some of his pictures that I've done with him. But the first shoot that we ever did was just TFP. We just got together, we met, we traded our time for photos, and then they ended up being published, and both of us ended up making some money off of them. And we kind of both grew together. So it was a really good tool for both of us to use to build both of our careers. So Model Mayhem, I can't say it enough, is really awesome, and you can search forums if you have any questions, questions about what certain terms mean, or really anything. If you want to just have somebody critique your photos, you can also do that on Model Mayhem. There's specific forums for that. I get a lot of girls that send me their profiles or their photographs and ask me to critique them, and I really hate doing that because I don't feel like I am anybody special who should be critiquing photos. I'm not a photographer, I'm not a booker, I don't work for an agency, I'm not a clothing designer, so I kind of feel like my opinion doesn't really count so much. But you can find people on Model Mayhem whose opinions may count, or also just people, you know, if you want to ask, hey, what's my strongest photo, or what photo should I be submitting to castings or whatever, you can do it that way. Another tool that is useful, but be very, very careful, is Craigslist. You will find castings on Craigslist. If you go to Craigslist's main site, go to the bottom corner of whatever city you're in, and it'll be under, I think it's either talent or gigs. You click on that and it'll show you all of the casting calls for anything you can think of, for models, actresses. There'll be some adult stuff on there, so don't be scared, just skip past those. And you can use search terms, so like if you're like me and you have tattoos, you can type in tattoos and you'll see all the castings that are asking for tattoo people. with any casting call that you do online, be very, very, very careful. I know I said this in my how to be a pinup video, but if you're going on a casting or a photo shoot or anything where you don't know the people that you're working with, bring an escort. I always advise to just bring a friend or a sister or something like that, because boyfriends are usually a turnoff to whoever you're working with, because there's always that weirdness of them being overprotective. But definitely always bring somebody with you just so that you're safe. And even if it's maybe a photographer that you kind of know or you know somebody that's worked with, make sure that you always tell somebody where you're going, give an address to your boyfriend or your mom or your friend or your roommate or whatever, just in case they know where you're going. So once you have started social networking within creative people, now you're going to want to start looking for companies to work for. And a lot of girls ask me what I did, and I actually didn't really put myself out there that much. I had companies approach me, but if companies are not approaching you, then you can approach them. So check out companies that you like. It's really easy to start with smaller companies. I wouldn't go approaching like Hot Topic or something like that that's a huge company, because they're going to be harder to work with. But maybe find like a local designer, or even just like an accessories designer or an Etsy store or something that you really like their stuff, and just say, hey, I'm doing this photo shoot and I would really love to trade some of your stuff for photos. And a lot of the time they'll do it because they want photos of their product. This is really good to do, especially with accessories companies, because their cost is low, so it's not going to cost them a lot to either give you product or loan you product. A lot of clothing designers will also do the same thing, where they just loan you some product to shoot in, and then you send it back when you're done, and then you give them the photographs. So that's a really good way to kind of start building yourself, because not only will you be posting it on your page, but whoever you're working with will also be posting it on their page, and that will help to spread your name and your face. Another good thing is to go to local events. So if you have like a local car show or local trade shows, or even local like bands that play, go to those, introduce yourself. You never know who's going to be somebody that may be able to help you, or that may prove useful when you're trying to grow your network. So especially if you go to shows where there's vendors, like let's say you go to a car show or a benefit show or just anything where there's booths of vendors, then that way, instead of sending somebody an email, you can actually go, look your best, make yourself all cute, and just go up, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Cherry Dollface, and I really love what you've got going on here, and I would love to do a photo shoot using your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Just be really friendly, be really personable. I find, especially for me, that the more friendly and personable I am, the more likely companies are going to be to work with me, because I'm a reflection of their company. So be sure that you are always nice and gracious and humble, and if somebody says no, that's okay. You can say thank you for your time anyways and move on. Nobody owes you anything. That's the other thing too. Don't feel offended like, well, I could do this or that, because not everybody's on the same page as you, so you have to remember that. So I hope that has helped you guys to start with your networking. And once you've started networking, then you're going to start setting yourself up for shoots. So if you want more of my advice on how to start your photo shoot process, please subscribe, and I will be posting more to my How to Be a Pinup series. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful, and above all, please, 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 ladies, be safe with whatever you're doing. And yeah, thanks for watching.